Well, hey, everybody, welcome to Potato Water Thursday again. We're doing the little podcasty thing, and guess who's in the house today? A person I should really know, and I do know, but I don't really know because there's a giant age gap here. But anyways, I'm going to butcher your name, right? So,
That's okay.
So you're ready?
Everybody does. Everybody does.
So Emma Rach-Syslak, Syslak and Mo Syslak, like Mo from Mo
like the
from
Simpsons.
Yeah. Are you related?
No.
Wow, you should check
close,
them out.
But I should do some genetic testing on that.
Yeah, right. I mean, anyway, so welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for
I'm glad you're here.
having me.
Now, I'm telling you because I do know you because you've taken classes at the store forever. I've known you since you were knee high to a bullfrog. I don't know because it could be a grasshopper, but maybe a bullfrog. But I've known you forever. Then you kind of went away for a little bit, and now, but this is like you said today. I love it. The full circle moment.
Yeah.
You're back at the store, and now you're teaching.
Yeah.
You're teaching full-on portraits and painting, not to little kiddies. We're talking full-on grown adults, people like way older than you. And you're okay with yelling at them and telling them what to do.
Yes, and I love them. They're all so sweet. You
Oh,
know?
I love that.
I love
So
them.
proud moment for me that full circle, that you took
Full
classes
circle.
there, you went out on your own, you're still doing stuff, and you're painting killer, you're knocking it out of the park.
You.
And now you're teaching here again too. So
I started at Swinton's when I was about 13 years old with Chris Jordan when he was still a teacher at Swinton's. And I was really interested in figurative art and portraiture at the time. And I did a master copy of a de Laszlo portrait. And my mom I was shy, so my mom came with me to the class. And and so we did the class together. It was like, I don't know.
And what did your mom paint?
I don't know what she painted. What did you? Some flowers.
Oh, she looks over there. Mom's in the house.
Yeah,
you're busted now. Mom's in the house. Mom's here hanging out. That's so funny.
I think you did a landscape.
She does. You don't remember? Come on, Mom. What'd you paint?
What did you paint?
Oh, my very first oil painting
Was it a bear?
No, it was that aspen. It was landscape.
It was
Landscape,
a landscape.
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so I did this de Laszlo painting, and I had never done a portrait before, and I was really excited. And Chris was helping me, and my mom comes by, and she's like, "Oh, that's really good." And I was a teenager at the time, so I was like, "It's not good. I hate painting. I'm not a good painter. I'm never going to do this again." You know, teenagers hate everything, right?
Do they? Teenagers hate everything, including their parents and all food and everything, except sleep. They love sleep.
So then later in life, I look back on that. I was like, wow, you know, it was actually pretty good. A 13-year-old doing a de Laszlo master copy. I was like, yeah,
nice.
Okay. But
Tell the rest of the story, though.
The rest of the story.
It wasn't a de Laszlo.
It wasn't a de Laszlo. I thought it was a sergeant.
Oh, yeah, I know you thought it was a sergeant.
I thought it was a sergeant
Yeah,
for
years.
years.
Yeah, that's right.
For years.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, there was a mix-up, and it's like, it got printed in a magazine, and I wrote, this is a sergeant painting. And years later, now that I've gone through school and I've studied more old masters, it's like, that's not a sergeant. I was trying to figure out who it was. And I was like, that's de Laszlo. What was I thinking? What is this?
No, it's all good. It happens. You know. It happens. Yeah. All right. So you just came back from Atlanta.
Yes, I
did.
To
what is it? The National Portrait Conference?
Portrait Society of America Conference.
Tell us a story. Tell us like that's got to be cool. Like that's
insane.
Top of the crop. And you're meeting all the upper echelons now,
it's
right?
Like you're meeting celebrities that you followed on Instagram for years, and you're like, oh, I love your art.
I know, right?
And they're like, thank you.
Fanboying out constantly.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was an incredible experience. I got a scholarship actually to go there.
Tell me how you get a scholarship from
you apply online.
Oh, through the Portrait Society.
Through the Portrait Society.
And you send in work, and they liked your work and said, we want you here.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, we'll pay for your tuition. You know.
Wow, and how many days? How long?
It was for weekends. It was 3 days. It was Friday till Sunday, I believe.
Nice.
And it was intense. Like you wake up at it starts at like 8 to 9 every morning, and then it's this full day. It ends at 4, and then the killer part about it is that there's a hotel lobby kind of bar area. So afterwards, all the artists you meet, you meet them at the bar later, and you stay up with them to like 2 a.m. every night.
Right, but this is the part where
Yeah.
they kind of let down their guard
Yeah,
a
and
little.
it's
They're
so
not on
cool.
show, so you get to meet the
You get
real
to meet them.
the real person.
Which is so cool.
Wow.
And I met all these amazing people like, Ruth Fitton and Phoebe Stewart-Carter and Frances Bell and Jeff Hine. And actually a good friend of mine, Patrick Okrasinski, was on Jeff Hine's podcast.
All right.
And it was a really cute moment because I was like, Jeff Hine, my friend was on your podcast. And he was like,
That's awesome. Wow. You're
so it's
rolling
like-
with the big guns.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was so cool because you start to make these connections, but also you see the people, you see these artists doing their work and doing their demos. And you're like, wow, it's incredible what you can do in 3 hours. And the level of humility in that space is incredible.
Isn't that the
amazing.
thing? So you can't tell who someone is through a magazine
No,
or
not
even
at all.
online. You get a bit of a sense. But I found being in this business for almost 40 years now, really 99% of all artists are way cooler than you think.
They are.
They're just humble, and they're all like, oh, I don't know, I kind of suck, and
Yeah.
I kind of don't know what I'm doing, and oh, yeah,
And
I didn't really
there
like
was a
that painting,
guy-
and they're just so
Yeah.
like, and you're looking, are you nuts? You can do that? Go, I don't really know what I'm doing. Every day I'm just,
Yeah, and
isn't-
there was this guy there, and I was like, "Oh, it's so cool to meet you. Like, I love your work, all this stuff." And he was like, "Oh, and it's so cool to be here. Like, everybody is so amazing." And I was like, "You're up on the stage, man. Look at your work.
Yeah.
You got the first place."
I know, they're just, people
They're
are humble.
so humble.
It's cool.
Yeah, and I love that because their work speaks for themselves, but they're also like they're cool, they're chill, they're humble. They're like, I just love to paint.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's just, and they all know it's a tough struggle to get there. This
Yeah.
is the hardest gig, and
It
next
is.
to maybe rock and roll or
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean, this is
Yeah.
a music. It's a hard gig to
Yeah.
make it as an artist.
Yeah, and
anywhere.
especially you've done some figurative work, and figurative and portraiture especially are the hardest because if you're doing a landscape or painting a flower, somebody's not gonna.
I can fake a good
yeah,
tree any day.
yeah, like
I can
somebody's not
fake a good
gonna
tree.
look around and be like, that tree's in the wrong place. They're not
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say
someone
that.
will. Oh yeah, they tell you right. That's
They
not
do?
an aspen tree.
Yeah.
It's not an aspen tree. Whatever.
Should be orange.
Listen. Okay, here. I painted a big long painting. It was like maybe 10 by 40 or something. It was skinny and long, and it was a long string of cows. I took this this photograph in Montana. And I painted this, and it was in winter, and all the cows are eating. Anyways, they were all like, I guess Herefords, or I don't really know. I just paint cows. They're all cows are cows, whatever. There's kind of black ones, brown ones, and then black and white ones. I don't know, whatever. I don't know cows. But anyways, I painted these cows, and I had it hanging in the gallery and had a show. And this guy comes up to me and says, I titled it Montana Cows. And he says to me, those aren't Montana cows. I'm like, excuse me?
Those are
I go,
cows.
I'm pretty sure I took the photograph in Montana that I'm painting for. He goes, no, they don't have any red cows in Montana. No brown, red. All cows in Montana are black.
What?
And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, that's just a thing. I don't know why, but it's a thing. And then he walked away. And I'm like, is that a thing? Like, maybe that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be cool if I only knew that. And I was like a painter going, I could say to another painter, no, you can't do that. And so consequently, driving through Montana, many trips, and going to the Charlie Russell auction and that, everywhere I go, black cows, black cows, black cows. I'm like, maybe this is a thing. I've never seen a red cow in Montana.
Interesting.
Subsequently, I meet some guy in Montana, a farmer, and I'm having a beer at the bar, and I'm talking to him, and he goes, who the hell told you that? That's the dumbest thing ever. We got every color of cow you could possibly. What? Who told you that? And I'm like, sure enough, the next morning I'm driving home, there's brown cows, like regular cows. I'm like, whatever. Someone will always pick your
They'll always pick
something.
it apart.
They'll always tell you
Yeah.
that they know better.
But it's
Horses
harder.
are the worst. Like
Yeah?
Michelle paints horses, and oh my God, your flatlock isn't right in the corner of the
The anatomy.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about horses,
Yeah,
but they'll
like,
always pick it apart.
Animals, portraiture, something that you can connect to with like eyes or a nose or, people, because, people have been looking at faces for years.
That's the first thing you see.
the
Always
connection,
eyes
the
too.
connection, right?
You can
So
fake a tree,
you can
but if
fake
your
a tree,
eye,
but
if
you
your
can't
eye
fake
is
an
1
eye.
inch up, it's like, ooh,
Exactly.
what's wrong with that guy?
Yeah, so it's so subtle. Like people can tell right away if your nose is in the wrong place, your
Yes,
eyes too big.
absolutely.
So the proportions need to be really tight in portraiture, but in landscape, because
you can get
inherently
it-
it's just so organic, right?
There
So you
is.
can,
You can
get
get away
away. You can
with
put
a
a tree
lot.
here. You can do whatever you want. It'll look great.
I love what Sargent used to always said. A portrait is just a painting of someone with this area that's totally wrong.
Yeah.
Because he said it was, I can't paint that. And he'd get all mad going, what the hell color's under there? And it's weird. And he would say,
And it's
under the
green
jowl. And
and-
he said,
yeah,
green, is it ready?
Yeah, and I did a portrait for my final project. I did this massive painting of this beautiful lady. Her name was Elna. And I did it from life, and it was a full body, full size painting. It was huge. It was massive. Anyways, I was painting the face, and my teacher comes along to critique me, and he says, I think you gave her some stubble. You know, I was like, I think you gave her a beard. And I looked at the painting, and it made this area too cool. So it looked like she had like just shaved.
Oh, 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah,
5 o'clock shadow.
and I was like, oh
Awesome.
man, I
Too
did
good.
not catch that.
Too
I
funny.
just gave her like a beard.
Okay, well, but you just said school.
I did fix it.
You said school. Let's go back. So other than, of course, you learned almost everything at Swinton's Art Supply, of course. But then you
I started there.
You had to top it up. No, where'd you go to school?
So I went to school at the Florence Academy of Art, and I actually started.
And tell us where that is.
Yeah, I started. There's 3 campuses. Well, there's 2 now, and that's a story. There's 2 now. So one is in Florence, Italy, obviously, and the other one is in Gothenburg in Sweden. So I lived there and for many years now.
In which one? Did you? Which
in
one?
the Swedish.
You went to the
Swedish
Swedish one.
Yeah, but before that,
That's your love of waffles.
Yeah, that's my love of waffles.
Okay. Excellent.
But before that, there was a branch in New York and New Jersey. So
That's
actually,
right.
I
That's right.
started there, and I lived in New Jersey for about 6 months.
You lived in New Jersey?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got some coffee. You know.
You got some coffee. You took your dog for a walk, and maybe hung out with Tony Soprano. Whatever.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I
How
did.
was New Jersey? I've never been to New Jersey.
It's nice. It's the cheaper version of New York, as people say.
It's
you know?
definitely
Yeah.
the cheaper version for sure. Yes.
I lived in a little bit of a sketchy area, but it was nice. It was really close to Little.
New Jersey's a sketchy area.
Yeah,
I
it was-
think.
I
I don't know.
lived-
I don't know anything about New Jersey. I'm not bashing on New Jersey here. Whatever.
It's a little bit sketchy, but I lived in an area called Little India. So the best Indian food, we would always go for samosas at lunch. Anyways, going back to the school, it was in an old tobacco factory. And actually, I started, my teachers were Jordan Sokol, Amaya Gurpide, if you know Cornelia
Really?
Hernes,
Yeah.
Stephen Bauman.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're really, Edmund Rocha and like all those
God,
people.
that's
And Will
crazy
St.
good.
John came in for a few weeks right before the school closed, and I felt really bad for him because he just got this new job, and then the school closed and he lost his job, and I was like, oh man, that sucks. Anyway, so I was there at that school for 6 months, planning on being there for 3 years, and finishing my education there. And it just so happened that after 6 months, COVID hit, there was some financial stuff, the whole shebang, and the school ended up closing after, I was there for half a year with a lot of amazing people, and it ended up closing that branch. So I was like, crap, what do I do? So I had all these meetings with Daniel Graves and the teacher and, all these people, and be like, where do I go? So eventually I decided there was 2 campuses. You could either just, go away, or you could continue the education at one of the campuses. So I decided to move to Sweden and finish my education because I was like, well, I have 6 months under my belt. I don't want to start Bargs again.
So you got to go home and go, hi, Mom, I'm out of New Jersey. I'm going to Sweden.
Yeah. It's like,
Will you come with me again?
I gotta go.
Mom's got to go everywhere, right?
Yeah. So I made the jump to Sweden, and it was actually really lovely because we know some
And you
people
lived in
there.
Sweden?
I lived in
And you found an
Sweden.
apartment?
I did.
And
yeah.
bought a bicycle?
No.
Oh, wait, maybe that's Holland.
Not yet.
Never
That's
mind.
Holland. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
friend
getting
did
all
get-
my Nordic countries.
Oh, we got cut out.
We're back live. No, I got to get my Nordic countries all whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So I lived in Sweden now, I guess, for about 2.5, 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How was
yeah.
that?
It was amazing.
Do they have an IKEA in Sweden?
They do.
They do.
They do.
But they actually build it there. You
Yeah.
actually
They
can
build
buy
it
the
there.
stuff built
Yeah.
because they don't have to.
Yeah, and
That's why I always figured.
I went there.
That's why Sweden's like an island, and they the only reason they can't get off the island is because they could never figure out how to actually put the boat together.
Yeah.
They just put it in a box with an Allen
Yeah.
key and said, "Well, here."
Or
someone-
it fell apart like halfway in the ocean. You're like, was that supposed to go
They have an
in?
IKEA. That's funny. They have an IKEA in
They
Sweden.
do.
Nice. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. So that school is, and if you can ever go to Sweden, I recommend going to Gothenburg instead of Stockholm. I say this to everybody because it's like kind of a hippie coastal town. It's really lovely. They have the school there, and the school is actually situated in an old town area where they have a waterfall that's flowing through the town, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
And so did you you go to school and you put up a painting and you're painting and the guy comes by and goes, fluten or did no you need, right? Or I mean, I don't know, whatever. How do you, does a Swedish chef come by and talk to you about your painting? And
they do that to the guy next to you who speaks Swedish. And well, they teach in English, but they change their language, because they have some Swedish students, so they speak Swedish to the Swedish students. You pick it up along the way.
And who did you take from there? Is it anybody that we should know?
A lot of also amazing people, amazing artists.
It's crazy how many amazingly fantastic artists there are that are so under the radar.
100%.
They don't do anything. They're teaching or they're just sitting there. You got this regular teacher, just regular dude, and he's painting this
amazing
stuff.
Painting,
I know. It's
so, for example, Andreas Birat. Or Birat. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm sorry, Andreas. But he's an exceptional painter, and he's just a chill guy. He's just a dad, he's coming around. He loves chess. And I go to his studio sometimes when I was there, and we would talk for hours. And it would add 5 hours if I started a conversation about chess. And he actually taught me how to play chess.
Nice. Let's play chess. We should have. I wish I'd known that. We could have had a chess game while we were doing this. That would have been freaky to do.
You would probably win, but
Oh, I don't know. I haven't played chess for a while. I used to play with my son chess. We'd play online, but I can't play chess online. There's no way I can look at the board again and reorganize.
It's all
I gotta
flat.
you gotta be involved. Yeah.
I want to move the piece.
But painting. But come on, painting is quite like chess.
Yeah,
because you need to kind of think 4 moves ahead.
You do.
You got to know what you're doing before you get to. I'm going to set this up so I can put this on this.
Unless you get in flow state, then everything's over here.
Oh, flow state's my favorite.
You don't even think about anything.
That's my favorite.
And then you see it,
just
and you're
go.
like, how did I do that? How did I?
Yeah. Okay. So let's say how. I know it's very organic and different, but normally how long? God, I got so many questions. How long does it take you to paint a painting? Let's say on average. I know some are quick, some are long.
On average, I say about a week to 2 weeks. If it's a quick study, I can paint somebody from life in about 2 to 3 hours.
Nice.
But if I'm doing a studio piece, it'll take me a week, 2 weeks, maybe
even
a month.
I gave you that linen canvas to try.
Yes, and
then I sent you a picture of whatever dumb thing I painted.
It was good, a mountain scene. It was lovely.
And then, I did paint a mountain. That's right. But then you said, I'm not ready. And then you sent me kind of I started a little sketch,
so
and then the next thing you had this wicked painting done, and it was only a couple days later. I'm like, wait, you're faster than I thought.
So I was panicking, and I was like, you have to paint on the panel, and
I did not say that. I just said
paint on the panel with an exclamation. I was like, oh crap! I just
meant. No, I didn't mean Anyways, I meant just
on text message. The meaning gets lost.
Oh, it totally gets lost.
So I was freaking out, and I was like, I got to paint on this panel because I got to try it out. I'm teaching on Wednesday.
I didn't mean that. All right.
Anyways, but I love that energy when you're like, I have to get it done.
Yeah.
And then you just start whipping.
When you get in the zone, when you get that flow goes, and I mean, I'll paint and I'll be. I know I'm getting tired and I'm starting to make mistakes, but I don't want to quit painting. So I go upstairs and I'll maybe make a sandwich or I'll hang out for a bit. I need a break.
Power nap.
But my mind never really leaves painting. I'm kind of farting around upstairs, but I'm sort of I have to keep my head in the game and the zone and whatever. Anyways, you know, right?
Yeah. So that.
Don't your still lifes take 2 months?
It depends. A figure painting usually takes a week, so a few weeks to a month, depending on how finished I want to get
and how big. I mean, there's so many parameters for sure.
The still lifes I do are a bit bigger and more complicated from life, and I want to make them finished, so they take about a month, 2 months, to get to that stage. And you're not painting every single hour of every single day. Right?
So if you could just paint, if you're on a desert island and you only got one thing to paint, what are we going for?
Oh, we're going with faces.
Right?
Faces and heads.
And
100%.
what?
And hands, maybe.
Oh my God, hands? Are you kidding me?
Pick.
What is wrong with you? God, I had a
I need to force myself to do it.
I took.
I like it because it's hard.
Oh my God, my old house. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. My old house, we had a 12-foot ceiling and this weird alcove thing. Anyways, a bunch of us wanted to do life drawing, and so my art teacher that I took private, like at Swinton's, it was John Williams. I took from John Compton. Shout out to John Compton, my old teacher.
You started at
No, I worked at John Williams Art Supply for 6 years before I.
Were you a student at Swinton? So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, I took classes from myself. It was
okay. Yeah.
It was the worst thing ever, but it was cheap. No, so that's just kind of bizarre. No, anyways. I worked in another place, but John Compton was my teacher, and then we bought this house, and I had this great space, and he said we should do some life painting and life drawing. Anyways, so we'd bring models over, and anyways, the one guy that he brought in used to be the Alberta College of Art. He taught fashion design. But not fashion design. He taught figure drawing to fashion design students for doing fashion design. Yeah. His name was Bill Parker, and he would do all these drawings, and he was an incredible drawing guy. So we'd get the model would get up, and then he'd move things and do this and that, and then he'd cover, and all the time he's covering hands and covering feet. And I'd be like, you always tuck the hand and you always do that. And I'm like, why do you do that? He goes, because they're hard to draw and stupid, and I don't know how to paint them, so I'm going to hide them. And everybody knows there's a hand there, but I don't want to have to draw it. I'm like, and you want to draw hands.
Yeah. And you know what? I do that with feet. God. I do that with feet. Like, I'll just leave them unfinished because I just don't want to go there.
But hands are okay. Prejudice against body parts.
I have to.
All right, that's body shaming,
I'm sorry.
That's, I think.
Too Canadian. I'm like, I'm sorry.
All right. So, okay. But what turns you on about a portrait? What do you like in a portrait?
Oh, I love the connection that you get. I love the modeling of the forms. I think the forms in the face are so interesting. Like the eyes, that connection you get in the eyes, that kind of softness, that brightness. And I'm saying recently, about a few years ago, I made this amazing discovery, which was actually not a new discovery, a personal discovery that, there's a rainbow in skin tones.
Oh, totally.
So colorful.
There is.
And, everybody's painting these like Trump and monochrome orange portraits. And I'm like, oh man, like look for the greens, look for the blues, the purples, the pinks.
Well, that's a Scott Burdick thing.
Yeah, look for the rainbows in the skin.
On my computer, it
becomes so interesting.
I almost look at it every day as this weird portrait, the side view of this girl that Scott Burdick painted. And on the edge of the nose and all the way down is cobalt violet.
Yeah.
And he did this, and then I read later that might have been Richard Smith said that on the edge of the skin, when you get there, it kind of, the light almost is translucent, and it goes through, and it turns, you get this glow and this radiating
like yellow,
thing.
green,
purple, it could be green. Who knows what color it is, but this radiating thing. But Scott Burdick had this cobalt violet on this nose. I look at it all the time. I'm still like, wow, that is so cool.
And it's still, and every day in my artwork, in my portraiture, I try and push the color as much as possible, like more than what I'm comfortable with.
Nice.
Like I want to put some cadmiums on there, like, cobalts. I love cobalt teal. It's my favorite. Cobalt teal is my favorite paint.
Guess I don't have to ask you what your favorite color is.
Anyways.
But thanks. Whatever. No more questions.
Looking at, for example, Susan Lyon's work.
Yes.
Her color usage is incredible. But really, when you break it down, like, if you have a tight value organization, you can get away with almost anything. Proportions and value can get away with almost anything.
Absolutely.
So her values and proportions are so tight, and that's why she can use these awesome colors, And
the groundwork is done.
Exactly.
The foundation is built, and I don't care what I don't care what color you paint your house on top. But if you have a strong foundation and everything's built, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when I do workshops, that's one of the first things I say, is like for the drawing is really crucial and really critical for portraiture especially. So, it's like if you don't have a good structure and you build a house, that house is going to fall down. When you
totally. But there's nothing worse than being 3 hours into a painting and you've got
Yeah.
this luscious, juicy color on
Yeah.
there, and the one eye is like
like,
drooping down here, and it's like, oh my
No.
God, dude, your eye is like, they're crooked.
Yeah. So you need to spend like a painfully long time on the drawing before
No,
you start painting.
setup is
It's crucial.
Is crucial.
It's crucial.
Setup is crucial.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we go to Sweden. We're hanging out. We're eating pancakes. We're eating waffles. We're
A lot
learning.
of meatballs.
We're a lot. Oh yeah, a lot of meatballs for sure. Right. Yeah. So
Meat
we're.
and potatoes all the time.
It is no
is.
fish. I thought they were fish eaters.
Fish
a lot
too.
Of fish
A lot of fish in the summer.
in the
catch
summer. Yeah.
fish.
Did you go fjording? Did you?
That's in Norway.
that's-
But I did.
Are you sure?
I did.
Come on,
yeah.
they got to have a fjord in Sweden.
I'm sure they do.
They
They have a
gotta
lot
have
of
one.
islands. They have a
A lot of islands, right? Did you see the weird Swedish horses or? Come on, you didn't paint a landscape in Sweden. It's so green
did.
and so the Alps. Come on, you
I
didn't go up there
did. I
and
didn't
paint
go up
some
the Alps.
paint some cows on the green field in Sweden.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Maybe I'll do that. That should be my goal this summer. Like, take me to
Are
the
you
Alps.
going back to Sweden?
I am. I leave in about a week, actually.
And where? What are we going for?
Yeah, we're going for this man.
Oh, this man. Oh, this is
Mostly-
your man.
This is my man.
This is your man.
Yeah, we met in art school, actually. So we met in Sweden.
Is he Swedish?
He's Swede-Finnish.
So what's
Yeah.
his name?
His name is Yanni.
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 Yanni, like the musician.
Yes, but with
Nice.
with the J and
Oh, with a J. Oh,
one
yeah.
N
that's-
is- yeah,
So
you know.
Yanni.
Yanni. Yeah.
Yanni.
Yeah.
All right. And is he from Sweden?
He's from Sweden. Yeah, he's from a
And
little
what does
town.
he do?
He's also an artist. So we met at art school.
Oh
He's,
my
you know,
God. So basically zero money, you're gonna be poor.
Yep.
Mom's like, oh God, really? You marry an artist. That's
Yeah, we're at that stage now.
No, mom's an artist. Mom's like, yay. What does dad think?
Dad thinks it's great.
He's okay,
Yeah,
right?
He's loving it. He's like, he's an artist. It's awesome. And also, my dad is an industrial designer. So he you know,
Oh, so more arty
he gets
stuff.
the creative process.
That always seemed like an oxymoron to me. Industrial design.
Yeah.
It seems like that industrial's too industrial and design is all free. And,
Yeah. It's very cool. He loves a lot of the Art Nouveau style.
Do you have
and-
brothers and sisters?
I don't. Just me. Just
Welcome to my family. I'm an only child. I'm a lonely too, except I was never lonely.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's kind of, fostered my creativity in a way also, because being an only child, you know.
You don't have time
don't
to
have
beat
anyone
up
to-
your brother and
Yeah.
give him wedgies.
Exactly.
There's no one around. I'm bored senseless, so I gotta make stuff up.
You don't have anyone to play with. You
That's
know, you have
right.
to play with yourself.
You
You have
have
to you have to make life interesting for yourself, you know?
Yes, I can't tell you how many times I played with myself.
Yeah.
I knew
We're
you.
making it really wrong.
They're gonna edit that out. Trust me. They're gonna or he's gonna play that and make me really embarrassed. Like, no, seriously, that's good. So
Yeah.
he's waiting there for you. And what does he paint?
Yeah, he paints a lot of similar stuff. So he really likes figurative art and portraiture as well. He's done some landscapes in the past, but he really
So
is-
you cook dinner and sit across from each other and paint each other all
Yeah.
afternoon. Nice.
Yeah.
Ah, that's
you know,
good.
and that's awesome, but also that's the worst because I see him painting and I'm sitting for him. I'm like, man, I want to paint.
I know.
And so I can never sit still.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's
Yeah.
one brushstroke. I'm like, no, I can't. I have to paint.
Are your styles similar, different?
That's what I like about like us because we have our styles are very different.
Yes.
He's always like messing with me because I like tiny brushes and I like all the fiddly stuff. And he likes he's into the big brush work.
Nice.
So he's just big brush all the way. And he loves Soroya and, you know.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, right?
big swirly brushes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. Yeah.
So he's really like, I love the big brush.
You gotta throw up a. She'll send you something. You
Soroya,
have to-
yeah.
No, throw a Soroya up. Throw him up. We gotta
Yeah.
have all these pictures up.
Yeah.
That's so good. All right.
Yes.
Are you excited? You're gonna go see your bow.
I'm excited. It's always fun. You know, long distance sucks, but you know, it's really nice to go back. And also all my friends.
How's
are
mom
there,
with
you
this?
know.
You okay? Sweden man thing.
He was here for
He did. He came to visit Canada for the first time
Yes.
and for Christmas.
He came in the store. I went and see him.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Nice.
It
All
was
right.
fun. He modeled for me for my portrait workshop at Swinton's because my model canceled. So I was like, "Well, you're here."
Oh, that's nice of him. God, I could never sit still
Yeah.
long enough to do
It's
that.
really nice. He worked out. He was really good at it. Actually, I could see his eye twitching in the last second. I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
It was
All
really
right.
nice though. Yeah.
Excellent.
Showed
Okay.
him ketchup chips.
So I'm just gonna divert just for a sec.
Yeah.
Mom told me a little, mention
no.
something. Yeah. So tell me about the first day day in Florence. Tell me about your first
Yeah.
nude class.
My first nude class. Oh, so I was about 18. I think I was 18, and I moved to New York. First day of school, and I'd never painted from life before at all. I never painted a nude model, and it was the first live drawing class, so I was really excited. I got my board, I got my paper, and I was like, I'm going to take the easel up front, the first easel, like right smack dab in the middle. And I was like, yeah, this is the perfect place. I'm in the middle. It's awesome. Best easel. Later, I realized it was not the best easel. So I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for the model to come out, and this cute little 70-year-old gay man comes out with a floral kimono and these like red glasses. And I'm like, oh, like I thought it would be some like girl like doing that. I don't know.
Right,
I had
I
no
know.
idea. And this like cute little 70-year-old gay man comes out, and he comes up here and he takes off his kimono. And I'm right smack dab in the middle. He takes off his kimono and then he does like a spread. Like right in front of me, and I was like,
You got a good shot
I was
right out of
like,
the gate. Ouch.
oh. First time doing a nude portraiture, 70-year-old little man, right smack dab front easel, and I was like, oh, so this is my career now. This is what I
This
have to do.
is what
for
you get to look forward
yeah,
to.
this is what I have to do every day for 3 years.
Yes.
I was like, oh man.
Develop the whole thing except for the.
Yeah.
you got a
I
little-
drew everything except
little
for
squishy part in there. You just
you
kind
know,
of
you just block it in. You're like,
Yeah.
that's probably enough. You
looks
can't
like
draw
one
it
of those-
in too much detail.
One of those little pictures where they have
Yeah.
the little blurbly thing
Yeah,
over
yeah.
top of that. You know, it's a little blocked out, so you can't.
You
oh
can't
my
draw it in
God,
too much detail. They're gonna know.
Too funny. Too funny.
Like, I don't want to look at that for 3 hours.
All right, what are you working on now? What's going on the easel? What do you got hanging out on the easel?
I'm really trying to develop stories in my artwork, because a lot of the time with portraiture you can just put people up and they're just sitting there, their hands are like doing this or something, but I'm really trying to curate narrative in my work now. So I'm looking back at the photos that I've taken throughout my travels, and I'm saying, okay, that's a really interesting photo, that's an interesting person, curating more of that narration, and I'm working on a piece now. It's called The Candle Man. And it's this guy.
I know him.
You do?
Yeah, he was that dude was in. They went sailing with the butcher and the baker in a tub.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
So it's
No,
that
never
guy.
mind.
It's that guy.
That's an old joke.
The Candle Man.
Butcher the baker.
Anyways.
Keep going. Sorry.
So it's this picture that I took at a party I was at in Sweden, and I had met these incredibly amazing people who are also, I'd call them artists. One is a photographer and the other one's an actor. And I had met them through mutual friends. And I love these people because they always wore suits everywhere, and they were just like constantly in the like 20s to 50s era. They always wore suits, and this little man, I love this little man. He's so adorable. And he always wore a suit. He looked like he was out of a Wes Anderson movie. He had this little mustache,
nice.
and he always smoked vanilla flavored cigars. Always.
All right.
Always. So we were at this party, and it was kind of like a 20s vibe. Everyone wearing their suits, smoking their vanilla flavored cigars. And there was this one guy, his name was John, and he was holding this beautiful candelabra. And for some reason, I think they were my friend was trying to take a picture of him, the photographer.
Yeah.
And he was holding this candelabra, and he was kind of like squinting because it was very bright. It was fire. And he was like kind of squinting and holding this candelabra. And there's this hand coming in and reaching for one of the candles to like take it out or like move it. So I was like, and I took the picture just in that moment. It was very spontaneous at this like odd party. And looking back, I was like, that's just interesting, And there's this narrative there with all these people that are together who are like the actor, the photographer.
Yes.
He's holding the candlestick. One of the candles is blown out.
Right.
What does it mean? Curating that kind of mystery in this, the hands coming in. And it was just a cool composition.
I totally get that. I think one of the hardest things to do. I mean, look, you can all learn art and we can all learn our craft and we can all paint very well, but one thing, I don't even tell a story in a painting somehow. So I'm going to go two directions here, but the Grant Wood painting of the farmer with the pitchfork and his wife is there, which is probably not that great of a painting. I mean, it's world renowned. It's in the top of the crop, but academic wise, it's just a regular painting.
Yeah.
But there's such a narrative in that painting. And how do you find that?
Yeah, exactly.
So my guy for that is a guy named Mark Tennant. I don't know how old he is, but he's fairly old. But I don't know if you know who Mark Tennant is. But
I have heard the name.
so he's older, but he paints all these kids at parties, and they're smoking or they're falling down.
And it's kind of like a Polaroid.
And it's a Polaroid with blown out light that I would first say, you can't paint that. Well, first of all, it's flash photography. You can't paint that. Exactly. But he goes, but this is, it's like, I clicked that picture. Yeah. Now I want to capture what that actually looks like in reality.
Exactly.
And some sort of narrative comes out. And some of them are small, but lots of them are huge.
And some of them are even
I think he's 70 years old. Oh, he just snaps pictures of everything. And I'm like, what's a 70-year-old guy doing walking around in alleys with drunken women coming out of bars? And my God, the looseness that he has but there's every photo has a narrative kind of.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is. And I don't know how to get from just the photo to this photo to I found the narrative in this photo.
So when I think about trying to make a narrative in my paint, or trying to even like making something original that's yours, is really looking at your own story as a person. Yeah. Because if you always paint and draw from your own personal narrative, 100% it's always going to be original because it's yours. You know, it's your own story. It's what you've seen through your eyes. You know, it's not some Pinterest picture that you've painted or some other artist's picture that even you've copied.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's what I really am trying to look at, especially now after school, is, you know, it's where the real work begins, and you start to be like, what do I want to say? You know?
What you want to say, and so it's your photos, your things, your ideas, absolutely.
Looking at your own life story, and that's why I chose that picture, because it was a party that I attended. You know, I saw that scene through my own eyes. It was people that I knew, and it was part of my narrative. So if you make something that's always part of your narrative, your story, it's always going to be original because it's how you see the world.
Do you see? Like you saw that scene. Do you see that scene as a finished painting? Like, do you look at it and go, oh, there's a, like I do this all the time. Like, oh, there's a total painting in that.
Yeah.
There's a painting there. Yeah. I see something and go, I can already envision that as a painting. I'm not 100%. Sure I can get it 100% to that, but that photo, and I know when I take the photo and then I look at the photo and go, nah, it's not as good.
It's always, you see the real.
But what I saw in real, there was a painting right there. And I'm still working on marrying those two. And landscape seems to be good, but the figures and stuff, he's still a little bit lost.
And when you start to, kind of do more paintings, and you start to kind of realize what shapes are and start to see shapes, life becomes trippy. You know, everything becomes a painting.
Oh God, isn't it so true? Everything, everywhere I look.
And it's so frustrating.
Shut the brain off, shut it off. Oh my God.
I can't just pull out a palette and just do it. I mean, I could, but it'll take a few hours.
I see paintings everywhere.
Sit on the subway.
I see dead people.
Yeah.
Or whatever, I don't know.
It's freaky.
It's freaky. I see paintings all the time. I'm just in the lounge the other day, and this man and wife, they come in the lounge all the time and they play VLTs. He has this little weird green hat, and she had this little weird green jacket on, and they were talking, and they're married. I'm like, look at the green, and he's all happy and talking to her, two figures, and I'm like, oh God, there's such a painting in there.
Yeah, so as artists, you see things, and I think it makes you like, I don't know, personally, I think it makes me kind of weird. Because I'm seeing things, I'm like, look how green that is. Like, and you're seeing the little details. So like, look at that bug on that leaf. And everyone's like, what the? There's no bug there.
Absolutely. But the colors, and you see things like, you just sitting around, and I look and go, look how purple that bumper is on that car. Yeah. And everyone else would see like a chrome bumper or nothing.
Car, and
I'm like, no, it's totally purple. Like, it's so purple. Yeah, and then I think to myself, I wonder if I painted that, how purple could I make it and get away with it?
How
could I push that? Yeah.
Could I go right of the two with cobalt violet? Could I?
Oh my God, that's like my second favorite color ever, except that it's weak and expensive. And
I know.
Hey, you cobalt violet makers, come on, cheapen it up a little first. Come on, we love that color. All right.
I do love that color too, and I use it on my palette sometimes, but the tinting strength is not the best.
It's horrible,
and
isn't it?
Makes me so sad because I really want a strong purple, and it's just like, it's weak.
All right, I got a few last minute throw out questions. I'm just going to throw these out there. Tell me your worst haircut story.
My worst haircut story.
Yeah. What happened? Tell me your worst haircut story. She looks over at Mom. Come on. Oh, she knows right away.
I have a good one. So when I was in, where was I? High school? Was it high school? Middle school?
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Central Memorial.
Oh, that's a good school. They
It
got a
is
good
a
art, very
they
good art
do have a
program
good
there.
art
Actually, I've worked
program.
with them.
Yeah.
Who was your art teacher? Shout out to your art
It
teacher.
was, shout out to Carrie Isaac.
Yes,
and
absolutely. I've worked with her. Fantastic. Yay.
Kelly Warner.
Yes, both.
Carrie-
Fantastic.
I
Yes.
can never, I was like, Kelly
I
Warner.
worked with
Carrie,
them
Carrie-
and I think Sue Contini got me
Sue
in there. I
Contini?
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, and they're
Yay.
lovely people.
Yay, Central Memorial. All
And
right.
Jill Tuttle is now, I think, teaching there. And she was my elementary school art teacher, which is cute.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So my bad haircut story is when I was, I don't know, let's say junior high school era. I was really into this.
Where'd you go to junior high?
Junior high, Bishop Pinkham.
In Southwood. No.
No, in
Pinkham is in no. And
Lake-
where?
is it- yeah, Lakeview.
Oh,
That's right.
Lakeview. Yeah.
Anyways,
I was thinking Southwood.
So I was in like this androgynous era, and I was like, I don't know, Pinterest, all these androgynous. I was like, that's so cool. And so I decided I was going to get a pixie cut. So I cut all my hair off one day, and I was like, I really want this. It'll look cool. I want to change. So I went to the hairdresser. I got this pixie cut, and it was cool for about a week. I was like, this is awesome. I'm the coolest kid. I had this cool pixie cut for about a week. After that, mushroom.
Oh.
100% mushroom.
You can get
Yeah.
you can get away at 3. You can have a mushroom cut.
Yeah. Not when you're in like middle school.
Anything after that, you're in big trouble.
Yeah. So actually at that point too, we were getting new passport photos. And my hair was really short. It was kind of like this middle mushroom stage. I was like, I don't know what to do. And I wore a like little hairband, and my hair stuck out just like this on the top, like a broccoli, like right on the top of my head. And I was like, it's cute. I don't know. And my mom was like, okay, well, we need to go get these passport photos because our passports are going to expire. So I went and got the photos. She's like, don't you want to take out that hairband? And I was like, no. So
I'm
I
a
have
rebellious teenager. I can't take it out.
So I have this passport
I have to
photo.
have the worst photo ever. I want it.
I have this passport photo, and it's me with this mushroom cut, and I have just one hair sticking out the
Too
top.
funny.
And when I go to the airport, they're like, is this you? And then I have to put my hair up. They're like, oh, okay. Go ahead. You can go ahead. Yeah. And it was, I'm going to have it for 10 years. I have it till I'm 26.
Oh, you did the 10-year
I did,
one.
yeah,
You did the
I
10-year to great. Oh,
Yeah,
great.
That'll go in the
All
books
right,
for
all
sure.
right.
So that's my bad haircut story.
Okay, so you're going to Sweden. You're going to. Do you have stuff to paint there? Like, do you have
Always.
easels and you're going to
Always,
paint?
yeah.
Are you how long? 2 months? 3 months? What are you doing?
3 months, 90 days. I can go
90
for.
days,
Yeah.
and so like what
So
the future? What
yeah.
what are we doing here? Like,
I go back to the school. I paint with them. Free life.
Are you
model time
taking-
For me,
are you
so-
taking classes there, or
No,
you're
no. They welcome alumni to come back and paint with the students.
so you can paint? And,
I can paint
and
there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. And then I get to meet all my friends, all my former teachers, some who are now.
So
really
what's
good
your
friends of
palette
mine.
look like when you set out a palette?
Oh, it changes every day.
Oh, really?
And Yanni asks me sometimes when we're on FaceTime, he's like, what palette do you have today? I'm like, there's cobalt teal here, there's cadmium yellow. Yesterday there wasn't cadmium yellow, but it's there
Really?
today.
So what's your sock drawer look like then? Are you organized in that way?
I am. I know. I like to consider myself pretty organized, but
Is she a messy teenager? What's going
I don't
on?
know. I don't know.
She's pretty organized.
All right. Yeah.
I organize my palette pretty well. It's just the colors change.
You change them.
Yeah, just because I think I'm pushing.
Won an award. You won an award.
Oh.
Come on, throw it out. Throw it out. Come on, don't be shy.
I'm too humble for this.
Nah, come on, we're throwing it out.
So I recently got a watercolor, which was exhibited at the Royal Society of Watercolor Institute of Painters in Mall Galleries in London.
I was gonna say in London, right?
In London, yeah. And I actually won the Young Artist Award for that, which was really cool.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah, so it was a shock.
dude. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
thank
so
you.
good. Congratulations.
Thank you very
I love
much.
that.
Yeah.
Dude, we got famous people in the house right here, man. That's awesome. Did Prince Charles come by? Because he paints in watercolor.
No, he didn't. It's like, Mr. Charles.
Mr. Charles. I don't think he responds to Mr.
Maybe
anymore.
not. I don't know. No, he didn't. He didn't come by. I didn't get to go, actually.
All
I
right,
didn't
what-
go there.
So
But
where are we going in the future? What do we want?
Oh.
What are we looking for?
in the future, just
Where are you in
just painting as much as possible.
All right.
I want to, I got that big frame. We're figuring out that big frame. So I'm trying to plan for that. And one of my kind of bucket list things as an artist is paint a full figure masterpiece, like in the Louvre, like a massive painting. And that I saw that frame.
Do you know who Shane Wolf is?
I do, and
Oh
I
my
met
God.
him. I met
You
him
met
at the
Shane
conference.
Wolf? Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was really nice, and he's wearing like
Next
full
time you meet him,
suit
touch him and then touch me right away.
Yeah, okay. I'll save this hand.
Yes, don't wash it.
I
Don't
can't go
wash
through
it
security.
for a week till I love him. He's the guy. Just for those of you who don't know, he does the most bizarre things. But what he does is he will take a figure and put them on a glass table, and then take photos of them from underneath the glass table. That's how he gets those
that
elongated perspective.
Oh, cool.
It's so
Very
cool.
cool.
So he sets up a glass table. I know maybe he stands and then does it, but that's how he gets them
That's awesome.
looking up like
yeah,
that.
and he talked at the conference.
He's a hand dude. He likes hands too.
Yeah, and he talked at the conference about anatomy and ears. And how he's like, you need to put the ear
anatomy
in the
of
right.
ears.
Yeah, you need to put the ear in the right place.
Yes. An ear is a freaky hard thing to paint.
It is
There's
hard.
a lot of shit going on in an ear.
It's
an
lot of
ear
shit.
has as many fingers as a hand does.
It
It's
really
just weird.
does.
It's
Yeah.
crazy that my art teacher said, just make a question mark. It's easy. It's an ear. Make a question mark.
Yeah, and I think he said he was like a half cut apple or like a half cup pear or something. I forget exactly. It's in my notes. I don't know. It's like
All right, so
half-cut
we got big
pears.
paintings coming up. We got some other things coming. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
I hope.
No, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing everything. But before we go, I'm just gonna throw this out there, just because Mom's in the house, right? So one last question: what'd you lie to your mom about?
What do I lie?
Yeah, what did you lie to your mom about?
Well,
what have you lied to her? What did you sneak out of the room? Did you
I
get
lied-
busted?
I lied in the
go
car
to the
today.
You lied in the car today. Oh my God.
About wearing perfume. And she was like, Emma, don't lie to me. I know you're wearing perfume. I was like, it's just on my shirt. I didn't actually put it on. I was like, yeah, I put it on.
Is she allergic to perfume?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel bad.
that's mean, man. That's hardcore.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Mom's walking out now, and Emma's taking the bus home.
Yeah,
Well,
I put some, and then I opened the car. I was like, maybe I can air it out and it'll be fine.
wow. No, come on. Dig deeper than that. Let's go. Come on. High school. You snuck
High
out.
school?
You snuck out.
Oh, this is going online.
It doesn't really matter if it does, because Mom's in the room.
She knows.
She knows.
Oh,
She knows.
every kid sneaks out.
Of course they do.
Out. I always snuck out. This is gonna be bad. I always snuck out, and I went to the shisha bar.
Oh, wow.
And you didn't.
She's
now
looking
you
at me
know.
like, what's a shisha bar?
Now you know.
It's not a hisa bar. A hisa bar. It's a shisha bar. That's
I
even
went to
weirder.
hang
No,
out
I don't know.
at the
No, I
shisha
don't.
bar when I was about 16 with some people. I don't even remember who they are. But I was just like, I'm a cool kid. I'm going to sneak out and go to the shisha bar. I don't even know how I got in, honestly.
I know. Isn't it so true? All the things we thought we were doing that were so cool and so rebellious,
I was
and then
like,
you're
why
later
did I
going,
do
well, that was
that?
just weird. I don't know
Why
why I
did I
even
do
did
that?
that, right? I should have stayed home and watched TV. Whatever.
Anyways. Yeah, I was like, I should have
Anyways.
stayed home and painted. Like,
Right?
what?
But you did. Do
Anyways.
you remember picking up a brush the first time? Like you
Oh,
okay,
yes.
last story before we're
Last
done here.
story.
Last story. You did tell me a story about when you backed up from a painting.
I did. Okay, and there's it's kind of a 2-part series. So the first part is actually my first painting teacher that I can actually give credit to is a man called Sixten Bredbacka, and he lives in Sweden. So we went to Sweden to our Swedish family friends, and he painted. He's a painter also, and he was painting this beautiful glass. And we were at their island in Sweden, and I was super young, and I was like, Sixten, you have to teach me how to paint glass. And I didn't know what oil painting was. I was like, oh, that's so cool. You have to teach me how to paint glass. So he's actually the first person who taught me how to paint, which is really cute. And I'm going to visit them this summer. Okay, so second story. When I was really little, we were looking through videos too. My mom captured a lot of my childhood in videos, which was really sweet. And it's fun to look back at them now because I was like, I was a wacky kid. I was wacky. So we found this video, and it was of me in the backyard when I was about 3, maybe 5 years old, and I was like IKEA stand-up easel.
More IKEA.
More IKEA. Sweden has been in me for a long time. IKEA. So it was this IKEA easel, And I had this little palette, and I was 3, and I was standing up, and I was looking at the video, and there's me. I was like mixing the colors, you know, meticulously putting it on the canvas. And then I stepped back. To look at and analyze the painting that I had done before coming back, mixing more colors, you know, and putting it on. And it was just like crap. It was like a butterfly or something, you know, squiggles, you know.
But you're doing the arty thing.
Yeah. And then later I realized, after going through this atelier training, that, you know, they teach us to step back all the time. Like, it's really crucial as an artist to step back and analyze your work.
And here you're already doing it.
Yeah, and I was doing it at like 5 years old, and I was like,
you got this. You got this.
I was stepping back since I was young. I was like that, and that's when I knew. I was like, you know, I think I was an artist. I always was an artist.
You're born an artist.
But,
that's it. That's it. That's it.
The step back.
All right. Thank you so much for coming out and hanging out at the podcast and having a potato water with me.
Yay.
And check out the wonderful paintings. Emma's our little goddess in the store.
Aw,
we love
thank
you.
you.
We love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much for having me.
All
It's
right.
been great.
All right.